So today I'm going to show you guys how to make your own lanterns. Since it's close to Halloween, I was thinking of showing you guys how to make a Halloween themed lantern. So if you guys are interested, stay tuned. So I went to makerscase.com and I used their tool on there to create a box. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open that file that I made. So then this is the box I chose. I am going to size this because I want it to be, let's see, I'm going to unlock this and then I'm going to make this width 3 and the height 5.5. And you can put the measurements however you want it to be. So you don't have to do exactly how I'm doing, but this is just demonstrating like how you can change it to be the size that you want. So you just want to make sure that you go ahead and adjust all the sizes for each one of the pieces accordingly so that they will fit together nicely. So I'm just going to go through and change each one of these. Okay. So what you want to do now is you just want to put our designs on here. So like I said, it's going to be Halloween themed, and just for the purposes of making it easier and not having to go outside of Xtool Creative Space, we'll just use the images, I shouldn't say images, the shapes that they have here. So I'm going to hit shapes, and they have festival. The festival area has like a lot of Halloween themed things you can use. So I'm just going to pick a few things out. Keep in mind that you want to make sure you're picking out things that will cut out nicely and you won't have chunks missing out. So for example, if we put this in, say we want to make it this big, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight both, and then I'm going to put combine, subtract, and overlap. So if you look at this, if it cuts this out like this, you'll see that it's going to cut the eyes out in the mouth. That means that you're going to be left with these 3 pieces are not going to be there, because if you're trying to make this an open space, it's just going to be the ghost body without the eyes and the mouths. So that's something that you don't want to pick. So that's an example. So we're going to undo that. Okay, and then we're going to go back over here to shapes and try to pick something that's going to be like one piece. So get here again. So like this one would be a good one, because then if you put this on here, highlight them both, and you do subtract and overlap. So when you look at this one, you're going to see that it's going to cut out. This is going to be the piece that's missing, and then you'll see the bats. So that one would be a good one. But if you care about having like a lot of open space, then just try to pick something that's not that's more intricate than this. So let's keep looking to see what else there is. Okay, so I think I'm going to be good with that. So say if you want to add some text, you can go here and Just want to make sure everything's all in grid. So then if you want to add some text, just make sure you get a text that has like that is thicker, it's not so thin, so that you can get a good cut through. And you can put like happy Halloween. How you change the colors, you can just right click and select the different color that you like. And then you can just put the text wherever you want. So if you don't like the size, like you want it to be thicker, you can always play with the style. You can make it bold, just makes it a little bit bigger. And then you can place this wherever you would like. Make it a little smaller. Okay, so the next thing you need to do is highlight both of those and combine, subtract, and overlap. So then when you click it this time, now both of them are. So you can play around with it. You could put the year, you could put someone's name, you could put your family name, whatever. So the next thing you want to do is you want to make sure everything is set up correctly. So what you want to do is you can highlight all of them if you're going to do the same thing. So I'm just going to highlight all. And then I'm going to say that I want them to be cut. And I want the material to be, I'm going to use basswood plywood. And I'll just use the settings that it has for the cutting for everything. So you can just double check that everything is set to cut. And for this, I've noticed with my basswood that it needs like a couple of passes for it to actually cut all the way through. So I'm gonna go ahead and change this to, I don't know if I should do 2 or 3 passes. I'm gonna try 2 passes. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna head over to the laser engraver and go from there. Okay, so I placed my plywood on the honeycomb, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my laser over it, and then I'm going to get the distance. So in Xtool Creative Space, you're going to hit that distance button, and it's going to measure the distance from your material to the laser. So then the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Xtool Creative Space, and I am going to mark the area of this basswood plywood. So you go to Start Marking, Rectangle, Start. And then you just go to the corner. And it's not on there. So just trying to make sure your material's on there centered as best as possible. So you're gonna get the top left corner, and then you're gonna get the bottom right. When you finish your markings, so then you're gonna do end marking, done. So this lets you know where you need to put all your pieces. So I'm gonna try to fit everything on this one piece. I don't know if they will all fit, but I think they will. Looks like they will, so perfect. So we'll put them all on this one piece. And I'm using a 12 by 12 basswood plywood. So what I do is I try to not use all the, I should say I try to conserve my material. So if I can have extra space left over, then that's what I do, so that I can, make sure I get the most out of the material that I buy. Okay, so now that this is all set and ready to go, I'm going to close the lid and hit start processing. Actually, you know what? What you want to do too, let me go back. You want to double check to make sure you put everything on the same settings, because sometimes, so it's on 2, 1. So if you highlight them all, you can change them all at the same time. So I think I did that. So I'm just going to go through and click each one, because you don't want to forget that you didn't do the settings for all of them. Okay, now we're going to hit process, and I'm going to do start run, and I'm going to turn on the fan. You'll hear that in the background. Okay, so from here, now that it's said it was ready to go, you can hit your button. I'm trying to see if I can get it in the frame. Let's see, there we go. You hit the blue button here. Now you can see that it's cutting out all the pieces based on how I have it on the in Xtool Creative Space. So I'll get back to you when it's done so you guys can see how to piece it together. So while this is cutting, I kind of wanted to show you guys an update. So you remember how in my last video I showed you guys how to make the picture frame for Halloween? So I let my kids finish coloring it in, and it came out so cute. So that's the back. So I just wanted to show you guys how you can paint. I should say, I used the Sharpies. I used the Sharpies they used the Sharpies to color it in, and I thought it turned out so cute. I thought they did a great job on that. So I just wanted to share. Alright, so it just finished. So we have all the pieces here, and it looked like the 2 passes worked perfectly. So there's that one. So see how I mean what I meant about if you have like the little dots in between. So I didn't think about that for the letters that have like the dots in them. So I should have made this all capital letters, and then I wouldn't have ran into that problem. However, we're just going to keep going with this so that you guys can see. So basically, if you use this site, literally all you have to do is just piece all the pieces together. So we'll go ahead and do that. So we're going to grab all these pieces, and then I can show you what it looks like. Okay, so if you wanted to have color these, so like use some acrylic paint to color it, or use those colored Sharpies that I showed you, you can do that. But for now, I'm just going to use this craft bond glues to glue it together really quickly, since it'll be a faster way to do it. I wouldn't recommend this as something that would hold permanently. I'm not quite sure. I haven't tested that, but I just wanted to show you guys real quick how to put it together. All right, so here is the finished product put together. Like I said, the Happy Halloween should have been in all capital letters, so then it wouldn't have the missing pieces in the letters. So let me show you guys it with the tea light in it. All right, so it's pretty dark in here, but you can see how it looks here. So let me stop this, so then you can kind of see each place on it.